Natsuko Hirose, a young lady who got hired straight out of high school and became a professional animator, worked herself to death, quite literally at that. Got ISEKAI'D and must now save the world of a movie she's been obsessed with since she was a child. Yeah, a lot happened in the last couple of episodes. Now, after Natsuko's actions saved the last city in the world of A Tale of Perishing, she's been knighted as one of the 9 soldiers. Or is it 10 now? In any case, thanks to Natsuko's heroic acts, the city is now able to celebrate its harvest festival freely, unlike in the original story where the flying voids ruined everything. It's at this festival that we see Natsuko for the first time in some actual proper clothes, a fact that Unio is quick to point out as her usual rudeness kicks in. As Natsuko returns fire, the two end up in one of their usual fights, while the townspeople watch in fascination. They act like they've never seen a chibi unicorn beefing with a gremlin before. As the festival goes on, Natsuko thinks back to how in the original story, this was actually a joint funeral for Unio and everyone else who died in the void attack. Now though, she has to stand in this uncomfortably fancy dress while the high priest performs a ritual to celebrate the soul future. After that, Natsuko's overjoyed at the sight of more food than she can even begin to list. As Unio and her rush over to the feast though, Luke's buzzkill ass shows up and starts lecturing them about how they need to take this seriously and be on guard. Annoyed, Natsuko tries to tell him that it's fine for them to relax since the next attack is supposed to be on a rainy day. And according to QJ, the next one of those won't be until at least next month. Yeah, because the tin can's predictions have been so useful before now. With Unio actually backing Natsuko up for once, Luke is forced into backing off. And that has nothing to do with the crowd of babies that just came over to talk to him. Nope, not at all. While Luke deals with that, Unio spots some elf ladies coming their way. Instantly, the chibi transforms to its full unicorn form and starts looking for attention. I could have sworn this thing was a girl. Unfortunately for Unio, the elves walk right past with zero interest and instead go to speak to Memorun. At their invitation, the elf from Luke's party joins the two for the festival choir. By the time the sun's about to set, Natsuko's walking along the city walls with a tray of food and a pint of booze. Now that's the life. This is when she meets Elder Baobab. After offering her some of the food, Natsuko takes a seat with the old lady and they end up discussing the current situation. As they talk more, Baobab asks Natsuko if she has any knowledge of the future of the world. Seeing that this is only bringing up sadness and disappointment in Natsuko's eyes, it's enough of an answer for Baobab. Despite the unfortunate news, she smiles at Natsuko and tells her they can worry about all that later. Right now she should focus on enjoying the festival. As the old lady walks away, Natsuko suddenly hears a highly cheerful voice in the distance. More importantly, it's one she recognizes and is instantly annoyed by. Based on what she remembers of the movie, this is the night she shows up. Sure enough, on the walls, Luke suddenly finds himself bumped into by Holy Destiny. This is Destiny. Before Luke can even react to the sudden meeting, Destiny squeezes close to him and uses his cape to hide from... Whatever that is. The rich chairman dude. Unfortunately for her, the closeness between her and Luke's face is enough to embarrass her out of the hiding spot. Now that the guy's seen her, the girl runs off while wishing Luke a happy festival. As she watches the girl leave, Natsuko thinks back to her role in the movie. The sheltered daughter of the mayor, Destiny, an extremely oblivious girl whose cluelessness is the cause for most of the 9 soldiers' problems. Later, Luke meets the girl once again when he goes to meet the mayor in his tent. There, the mayor and Unio both take on the role of matchmaker, pushing the two together. As the two hit it off and dance together, Unio and Natsuko watch from their table. Being the annoying perv that annoying perv that it is, Unio mocks Natsuko and claims she's jealous of the girl, making her mad over the ridiculous lies. Besides, like Unio says, Natsuko knows that Luke's had the burden of being a hero since he was a child. In the movie, the one person in his life who could make him truly smile was Destiny. As the festival rages on, the sun sets and unseen by anyone, a hooded figure performs a spell on a void in the middle of the city. Man, you ain't slick. We all see that hair, Memorun. Back at the mayor's stand, Natsuko and Unio are back in their normal clothes and still chowing down. where does it even go? In the middle of this, Destiny comes in looking for Luke. After Natsuko brutally Beyblades Unio into a dartboard for being a douche, she suddenly finds herself being admired by Destiny. This is when the weirdo freak from earlier in the day shows up. As it turns out, he's the chairman of the company funding this town. Even worse, he's a total perv who already has 8 wives, and as the cherry on top, he's pressuring Destiny into becoming his 9th in exchange for building an orphanage for all the children of this town. As the man starts commenting on Destiny's appearance, Natsuko finally steps in and asks a question she's always had. Why does she choose to marry this weirdo pervert? Why not just build the orphanage herself since she's rich already? Between her words and how unashamedly Natsuko stands up to the moron of a chairman, Destiny is in awe of her new friend. All of this is quickly forgotten though when QJ shows up and reports that he can sense a void in the city. As they all quickly step outside, they realize that the high priest is standing next to an imposter of himself. While everyone else stands in confusion, Natsuko remembers how to recognize the fake. Out of nowhere, she pulls the wackiest dance moves known to mankind and claims that only the real priest could copy that. For whatever reason, this works, and the imposter shows its true form as a void beast. As everyone runs from the creature, Unio turns to ask Luke for help. The only problem is, Luke's drunk off his gourd. And as Natsuko knows, this is because of Destiny giving him the strong stuff. True to Natsuko's thoughts about her being the cause of more of their troubles, Destiny finds herself stuck in the door of an empty building. And that's not all, because the Void Beast decides to crash that exact building, putting Destiny's life in danger. Desperate to save her, Luke rushes forward in his ridiculous state, only to get one-shotted like an NPC. With the hero down for the count, Natsuko hears her peg bar finally coming online again. While Unio gets done even dirtier than Luke, Natsuko activates her power. After the usual light show, Natsuko's hands blur across her canvas as she starts drawing. In the meantime, QJ manages to hold off the Void Beast, though it takes everything he has. Finally, as the robot goes pinballing across the room, Natsuko finishes. From her canvas, a professional wrestler Tigerman leaps onto the scene. Several cat masks proceed to completely ruin the Void Beast in a show of wrestling better than anything you've ever seen in the WWE. Seriously, name one wrestler who can do all of this. At the same time, Natsuko passionately commentates on the fight while the others cheer their cat champion on. After dominating the beast for the whole fight, Serval Cat launches himself right into the monster's open jaw and crushes it from the inside. While everyone else celebrates the win, Serval Cat fades away and Natsuko collapses from exhaustion like usual. Reminded again of how hard she tries, Luke can only smile. 3 days later, after finally awakening from her routine coma, Natsuko gets to work chowing down on Luke's cooking. In the middle of that, Destiny enters the room and now clad in a whole new outfit inspired by Serval Cat. Serval Cat isn't the only one who inspired her though. She tells Natsuko that she took her advice and rejected that freaky chairman, and now she's building an orphanage herself. Just then, Unio and Memerun walk in. When Natsuko asks where Memerun was during the fight, Unio answers for her. The chibi gets all up in Natsuko's personal space and starts roasting her about not having friends to hang with like Memerun does. This time though, Destiny's there to defend her hero or friend and chops Unio a new one. While everyone else is laughing, Natsuko knows something they don't. For now though, she lets things play out and just gives Memerun a suspicious look.